Welcome to Center of Light Foundation. Tonight is New Year's Eve, or New Year's Evolution instead of resolution. We're going to evolve instead of revolve and try to resolve. We're going to evolve. Phase 3. Let me do a couple of check-ins. All right. It's good to see you. Happy New Year to you and yours. We have a big time ahead of us. Is it going to be a beautiful one? For me, it will be. How about you? How does this work? This prophetic stuff, these predictions. It's sort of like being a musician. I was called up on stage by a band. Hey, Keith, come sit in. I somewhat know the song in my skull. Not so sure sonically. They tell me it's in the key of G. I know all the possibilities and a few extras in the key of G of how the song can modulate. I know we're going to go to a minor. Is it E minor or B minor or D minor or C minor? And so this is where the intuition becomes heightened and comes into play. Likewise, how am I able to do this intuitive work? It works the same way. I go inwardly, I play my instrument, the instrument of my soul, if you will. I tap on this tuning fork of the soul, the tines, and it begins to resonate. And I listen to the frequency, not only the vibratory frequency, but how frequent the frequency of such echoes, if you will. What's coming down the pike? Lots of beautiful stuff, lots of horrendous stuff. In hindsight, in the future tense, it will all be beautiful as the story will be told about you. What would you like to be said about you? Some people don't care what other people think until it's your legacy that you leave behind, right? Phase 3. Enter 2023. Your knowing is growing. That's the key. I think tonight's going to be a lot of fun for me. I like delving into these possibilities. From Baba Muji. When a man looks for experience, he becomes the body. When he looks for knowledge, he becomes the mind. When he looks for God, he becomes the heart. When he looks for truth, he becomes nothing. This is very key to tonight's presentation. Becoming nothing and letting everything unfold as it does. Sadhguru. I want you all to come to your senses because the next few years are going to be a charged up time on this planet. So in that silent solitude of nothingness is everything to be found. And this is my declaration, my New Year's evolution for myself. I choose the something beyond anything that will lead me to everything. I choose the something beyond anything that will lead me to everything. This is a phenomenal stance, posture, disposition one can find themselves anchored in this time of high energy movement. And it starts at midnight tonight. It's starting now. Can't you feel it? All that anticipation. Tomorrow in and of itself will change. When you have millions and or billions of people hyper-fixed, hyper-focused on the idea that at midnight, whatever time zone you're in, that's very key as well. For those who are in this time zone it changes at that particular hour. For those who may experience their time zone a little sooner, it's all relative. So what has really shifted here, other than the mind of said denizens in any particular time zone? Brothers and sisters, prepare yourself for global change on a scale we never thought possible. Hello on Facebook. I'm gonna stay in my room here, in my zone here. If you are such a one who thinks that politics, Republicans, Democrats, or otherwise, is going to save you, the world, or your soul, you are sadly mistaken. But have all the fun you like. There is something else, and it's called nothing. That's the truth, being in the nothing. I understand we socialize in many different ways, and sometimes a good sporting event. Same way, politics can be a sporting event. It's definitely entertaining, but there is no winner here. Winner, winner, no chicken dinner. Something happened today, I believe. Former Pope Benedict the 16th, dies in the Vatican monastery at age 95. 9 and 5 is 14, and 1 and 5. Okay, so it comes out to a 5, and we add that to Pope Benedict the 16th, which is 1 and 6 is 7, and 5 is 12, which is a 3. And in between the this and the that is the middle component. It's about the Trinity, the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. The Father is the past, the Son is the present, the Holy Spirit is the future. We are the sons and daughters. So the Pope passing today is powerfully significant as we move into phase 3, 2023. The leader of the Christian church, or at least the Catholic branch of it. Now the seat is empty, if you will. And of course, there's the other Pope, I forgot his name, who was somehow grandfathered, if you will, due to a couple of whatevers he's in. But the seat, the death of the Pope, implying there's a turnover, a turning within. It's significant, very significant. I made a post today, and someone by the name of Tricia says, it's not the new year, dang it, basically. Tell us why folks think that anything new starts in the middle of winter and everything is dead, right? And I said, it's because there's so many people hyperfixed and focused as to why things begin to shift accordingly. Then she says, I'll shift on out of here from all that and contribute to the truth, to the collective mind of I am. Like the 100 monkey syndrome, it starts with me and you. So people have said to me in the past, so Keith, what makes you think that you can predict the future? I don't really claim that. But if I would use that, if I was to claim that, which we all can do, information I've received by the higher ups, Swamji, beings of light that I hang out with in sleep realms of consciousness, as well as being able to read patterns and to predict how they are going to unfold. As I use the analogy as a musician, I'm invited on stage. I don't really know the song. They tell me it's in the key of G. And knowing something is about to shift, whether we go to a chorus or a bridge into that piece of music, I am able to predict by the frequency and how I feel in said music that I'm playing, in said spiritual arena, spiritual music I am playing. And often it is through intuition as well as glimpses of the third eye, through the third eye. I need some water. Welcome everyone to Center of Light Foundation. Happy New Year Evolution, Phase 3. 2023, last year was Phase 2. Your beliefs are showing. Let me look into the Facebook room. Let me see what's happening. Hello, Kelly. Hello, Rena. Happy New Year, ladies. All right, moving forward. I'm going to change the music. 1 second. There we go. So what I suggest at this juncture as we move into the windows, the crescendo of energy into 2023, Phase 3. I've said this a lot in the past. I've dropped it for a while, and now I'm going to toss it back to you. Again, get out of the fight. What fight is that? Any fighting that you're in. Republican, Democrat, conservative, liberal, whatever you're in, have fun. Play consciously. Play fair. Don't cheat. You see, because when you play in such arenas as politics, you may swear your position is right along with everybody else on both sides. Who's right among the millions and gazillions of you? And something happens in such a way that you emotionally become pulled into it. You may not be physically present, emotionally present. On an emotional roller coaster, you will go. And the twists and turns, the swoops and loops can be so strong, you become nauseous like you do in a roller coaster. And you bleed out, vomit out your life guts. It's nuts, I tell you. You think it's nuts now? Welcome to 2023. So what happens is when you play in such an arena as politics, you will become so emotionally invested, then you will become emotionally arrested, because you will find yourself with no way out, and on your way to emotional political prison, you will find yourself, and then you'll find yourself in a current. It may be hard for you to free yourself, liberate yourself from jail. This is not the time to dilly-dally around. It's time to plant your spirit on the ground. Get out of the fight. Let things be just as they are. Leave them alone. Don't try to force anything. Trust me, they will unfold according to the divine will. Stay in your power. Every second, every minute, every hour. Again, get out of the fight. Always looking forward, you will continue to lift yourself upward above the noise that entices you into a fight. You will no longer be bickering with your loved ones. No more arguing about politics. Counterpointing racism no more. Fueling the fear of terrorism warring with the drama of the world. In essence, you will no longer be fighting yourself. From an interview I did last year with Dr. Matt Welsh, he asked me a question. This was my response. This is his question, actually, I believe. You talk about creating a union with your sacred self. How can we do that in a life? How can we do that in life when we get so busy with work, relationships, and our to-do list, let alone a constant barrage of news about negative events, that is, pandemic, racial injustice, economics, fears, etc.? My response: it basically comes down to what one wants in this dream we call life. I choose and still choose to be conscious of that which matters most. As we look out into the world and interact with it, things become quite squirrely really quick if we are not aware of what is actually happening and who is behind it all. People are so used to living in a world of the external that those souls inside of those bodies have forgotten not only the truth, but where to look for that truth. This way of living will pull one into the abyss of self-delusion with no way out. This way of living, this mindset, is so strong, the current of it can pull you into the abyss mentally, creating emotional hell with no way out. Heaven or hell is here. It's not a place, it's a space. Which one are you dwelling in? Phase 3, 2023. Predictions. Some of them for now. Got up early this morning, did my internal work. The purpose of predictions, no matter who it comes from, your best friend, your grandmother, is that if one is aligned, even only through such a vibratory message as intuition, and they impart it to you, and it feels somewhat wonky and weird, the purpose of said foresight from anyone is that we choose to not let such prophecy, which is always self-fulfilling. Hello, 2023. To become a reality. We see it as a signpost that says, this is where you are headed, but you can always go this way. I always choose to go whatever way makes me feel joyful. As I've mentioned a few years ago, last year, and I'm going to mention again tonight, is when we cross the threshold into a new year, it's not the new year really. We call it the new year, and it's most effective because millions of people buy into the idea that at 12:01 in the morning, we're into a new year. All this conscious power becomes self-fulfilling, and so there you have it. It's really how it all just unravels itself. But as I mentioned earlier, as I look at patterns, the new year engine machine seems to start turning in the month of March. We talked about 3 earlier. January, February, March. The word March as we march towards our future. March. Someone on Facebook, forgive me, please leave your name if you choose, says, I was like what when I don't know, there's some word, I'm assuming it was the word it. It was like what when I heard he passed away. Please clarify that for me, thank you. The month of March. Let's just go through some of these that may not apply to March, but in general. But for the most part, the things I'm going to bring forth, these changes as they begin to move, world events, civil unrest, all of this stuff, March is the out of the gate kind of launching pad. The climate is going to begin to become very wonky. Hello, December 2022. It was 1 degree last week, 15 below wind chill. And today was what, high 60s? They're messing with the weather. The climate is going to get really wonky. This is going to be a very big deal. Can you imagine these types of extremes? It seems a little more normal that it gets warm in the winter than it would if it got cold in the summer. Think about it. The climate is changing. Oh boy, here we go. Keith believes there's climate change. The climate is changing. How do I know that? Because your climate, not only has it changed, is changing now and will change as of the millions of people believing that it's going to happen at midnight tonight, depending on what time zone you're in. The radiant being you are of energy and light is going to change the climate. Good, bad, hot, cold, in, out, up, down, as above, so below, on forever it will go. The climate, plural, generally, is changing. So the global climate, the weather, is not exempt here. Everything is changing. The climate is changing, and in this way, climate change is real. Now, how we govern ourselves and our affairs and how we respond, not react, to what is going to take place into this new period is going to make all the difference. Because you make all the difference to yourself, to those around you. But climate change, in the other way, is real. We're contributing to the heating up of the planet. Well, Keith, that's a natural thing. Of course it is. But when you start burning certain fuels and certain plastics and doing all the things that we, out of sight, out of mind, to Mother Gaia, she doesn't like it so much. And it's making her belly rumble, shaking the ground beneath our feet. I'm going to take this time to take a song break. I'm going to be here for a while. And for those of you who frequent Center of Light Foundation, I want to welcome you into your new your evolution, your New Year's evolution, with a blessing from Sri 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 Bhagavan Viswanji Visva Yogi Maharaj, God on Earth Today, with his welcoming you into the new year. His hands up means Shaktipat. It means he is blasting you with divine God energy. Trust me. And then we're going to go to a song break. We'll be right back into tonight's Center of Light, New Year's Evolution, Phase 3, 2023. Your knowing is growing. Swamji.
वक्रतुंड महाकाय कोटिसूर्य समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा. Dear divine souls, I am very happy to invite wholeheartedly the new year 2023, the whole human race, whole world is entering into the new year 2023. We have experienced so many horrible situations in the past year and past years, especially due to coronavirus. The whole human race has suffered a lot, and in some places whatever the reason may be, the war situation happened. I wholeheartedly wish and pray the Lord, universal Lord, to bring peace to the whole world and to make the world abode of peace and abode of health. Give good health to each and every one, each and every family. I wish and bless each and every one, each and every family for good health, peace of mind, peace in the house, peace in the country, peace in the world. Sarve jana sukhino bhavantu, loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shantihi, Shantihi, Shantihi.
So last night I went and hang out at a nightclub. Bruh, let me tell ya, Pete the Creep had a blast. Met this fine looking woman. Her name was Candy. She said to me,
Hey, young fellow, I've been watching you from across the room. Are you that musician Pete the Creep everyone is telling me about? And if so, would you sing me a song? Oh, by the way, my name is Candy.
I said, really? Sure. I'll sing you a song, Pete the Creep style. Sugar, honey, honey, you were my candy girl, and you got me wanting you.
Well, what do you know? It is you, you little rascal. Come to mama.
Bruh. Egg 'em and I'll get some cookies. Shush. Woo woo.
Yeah, welcome back to Center of Life Foundation. I decided not to go into song break because I felt it more juicy, important, loving from me to you in phase 3 of 2023. To share with you, when you just saw Swamji do this, as I mentioned before you saw him, he's sending you Shaktipat, energy. Well, Keith, he's not present. Oh, trust me, he is. Even just watching the video, you're receiving light manifested in the form of Swamji, who's manifested from the light to give you Shaktipat and blessings. If you experience that, you take it in. Know that his blessing for you is becoming sealed in the very moment. You are now in his magnetic field, as he would say. Continuing on, tonight's presentation. Prophecy, predictions are meant to point us into another direction if it is not a reflection of that which is something that is joyful, blissful for every human being. It's his purpose. So we have purpose. Swamji said in an interview I did with him a few years ago, mark my words, he said, there's coming a time, a few years ago, present day, 2023, after 12 o'clock midnight, depending on what time zone you're in, said that in the very near future, it seems like now, hope to God it ever isn't, that someone is going to launch a nuclear missile. But whoever it's launched at is going to not react, but respond, and is going to toss that nuclear ballistic missile back to the country, whoever launched it. It's horrible, I understand. But it is part of the way, if you will, for the rest of the world to learn, glean compassion for those who have sacrificed, gave their life for the rest of the world to continue the process of ascension. I must mention, This will give you solace and peace if ever such a thing should ever happen. Heads up. You are needed beyond measure. Doesn't mean it's true. It means it is possibly true. How do these God men, these avatars, predict such things? Well, one, they are the everything. They're not the ones making it happen. But yet, through us, we are the ones making it happen because our mind is so cluttered that it blocks the light of God. And all of our own evil, which I never use that word, if you will, becomes manifested into the 3D world we call life. The object of the game of life is to clear the mind, the na, from the ooh, ah, ah, monkey, to become a clear, pure vessel so that the light can flow unobscured, unobstructed. Maybe, Swamiji said, it's coming, this horrible possibility, so that we can see us. Oh my gosh, we don't want this to occur. And we begin to do the inner work. Even by the of it all is compassion. Keep it up, keep it in, express it out. I swing no way or another. This came to me today. President 45, Donald Trump, will be arrested and put under house arrest. I don't want that to happen. I don't not want that to happen. I'm in the quiet. I'm in the solitude. I'm going to sit back and watch this movie called How Humanity Plays Out Its Destiny on Planet Earth. It's a new series on Netflix, y'all. I've been binge watching. Old guard politicians are being forced out, making room for divine law. Not rules, law. Donald Trump to be arrested under house arrest. I don't wish that for him. I have no investment in the political arena. I don't wish anything on anyone, good, bad, pro, or con. Well, I do wish better than what we call good on you, in you, through you, with you. Keep moving. Putin has been pretty sick. President, leader of Russia, Vladimir. I think he's going to have something happen in the head. An aneurysm, trauma in the head. I'm just throwing it out there. He has a lot on his mind as to why he may be the cray-cray one to push the red button. Red? Soviet? Conflict in the Middle East beginning in March. Remember what I said about March. We march forward. How do I know this? I don't know this. I don't know the song that I'm about to play on stage with the band that called me up to ask me to sit in. I just know it's in the key of G. Keith, do you know the song? Well, I've heard it many times. It's in the key of G. You got it? Give me a second. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we in it. And we're playing. I may fumble a little bit, but at the end of the song, you're like, bro, you want to do another song? So in this way, as I watch the pattern of the world move about in his daily shuffle, there's lots of unrest in the world. How do I know that? I feel the unrest in myself. And that reflection happened America recently, and in Canada with truckers convoying across their territories, there's unrest, and people are rallying behind the leaders who are paving the way. Many people may not be the leaders. It takes leaders like us to step up, step in, step forward, and then we have the whole momentum of the denizens, the citizens behind us. Gives us confidence, and we all rise to the occasion. In such a way, people in the Middle East, what's happening, I believe, in Iran, women are taking off their burqas or whatever you call it, their headdresses, and exposing themselves, even at the level of death, to liberate themselves from the chains of tyranny. A lot of this is turning over. Conflict in the Middle East beginning in March. Internal dispute and revolutions by the citizens will break out. Civil unrest will be everywhere. Get out. You can choose to get out of the political fight. Well, Keith, I'm pretty intelligent. I'm sure you are. I hope you are. I'm glad you are. Intelligence has nothing to do with a rip current when you go into the ocean. In fact, you've lost intelligence to go into an ocean that signs say, potential rip current, do not swim. Potential rip current, political arena. I get it. You can vote for who you want to vote for and enjoy the game, the entertainment, and root your team on in a bar, having a beer or a glass of wine. But if you think you're such a good football player that you can go on the football field with those who are fighting with no uniform and protection on, these football players will smash you. Likewise, in this political fight, engagement, enragement, there are no winners. As I said earlier, if you believe, not criticizing your belief, factually, if you believe that any political party or affiliation is going to save you, your world, and your soul, good luck. And I mean that with all of my being. Good luck. I hope you choose the side that somehow makes it off the court victorious, if you will. There are other ways to vote. Bioweapons. War is not like it used to be. Military might and industrial aircraft and tankers. Now they're using drones. Bioweapons. Hello, 2020. I'm gonna leave that alone. You know exactly what I mean. The big C. Doesn't mean we didn't lose a lot of people. And it hurts. The sky's being sprayed. The bed's being made. And we're all being played. Lots of energetic, beyond physical, as well as other diseases have the potential to rear their ugly head. Don't lay in that bed too long. The sun is going to begin to dance in the sky. This came to me this morning. The sun is going to begin to dance in the sky as it belches out its solar flare guts. Things are going to become heated up, charged up, if you will, as Sadhguru said. And things are going to get a little stuffy as we move around to somewhat cool down and cool off. These solar flares will begin to affect you, us, planet. Granted, it's going to get hot. There will be many attempts to lock us in again, as before with the scare of false diseases, but our knowing, as the one title of this presentation, but our knowing is growing. And we will not let that happen. They will volley it to us. We'll look at the ball and we'll just throw it off the court. We're not going to volley it back. That incites a game. It incites a fight. So we just grab the ball that was volleyed to us. We look at it. We smell it. We taste it. And we just throw it off the court. And we walk off the court. There's another court being instated. It's the highest court. Traveling from here to there, anywhere in the world, will be a difficult task. If you're going to travel, travel now. It will be a challenge to travel around the world. Pretty much anywhere. There's going to be so much going on. Moving from here to there is going to become somewhat irrelevant. Not only to the travel system, but also to you. It's going to be not so important to move around just now because of all the unrest, not only in people, but in world events. 2023 is a gate the spiritualists have been waiting for. Alien disclosure, contact, intervention is going to happen, or likely to happen. We are showing signs collectively of being ready. So they cannot intervene, they will not infringe on our rights. Nothing in the universe of a higher conscious nature can never, will ever invade our free will. That's the preciousness of humanity. But on levels we are not aware of that they are, the signals are being broadcast. Introduce yourself, please. Hello, human. Don't take me to your leader. Take me to your house. I want to see what you're eating. It's coming. 2023 is a big window for that to take place. Song break. We all have a choice. We're going to come back into some more possible predictive stuff, but we have a choice. Always remember, you have a choice. Even though something is going down that you may not have a choice in the matter in that moment to change, you have the power to change and rearrange yourself, fix yourself in such a way that you are not reactive, but consciously responsive. From this day forth, period, exclamation point, from this day forth, period, it's all about becoming responsive, responsible. I'm able to respond, reactive. You might as well nail that nail in your coffin now. Hello, Rebecca Renee. Lavender Soul, we all have a choice. Don't believe me? It's okay. Come March, you should have been choosing since tomorrow for us now. Don't get behind on the game. Heed.
Remember that things are possible. You must choose to be accountable, responsible, enough to believe, and open your heart to receive.
and not the way you planned. It's about what you know and what you understand. Choice, life's a choice. It's a choice. Your life is a choice. Choice, life's a choice. It's a choice. Your life is a choice. Learn to follow that inner voice inside. That's the one that's telling you not to run and hide. See what your life could be when you visualize. It's about what you choose that you'll realize. Choice, life's a choice. It's a choice. Your life is a choice. Choice, life's a choice. It's a choice. Your life is a choice. Now it's time for you to plan out your life. Seeing what you do by your own design. It's all up to you to make it what you can. It's of your own free will. What don't you understand? Choice, life's a choice. It's a choice. Your life is a choice. Choice, life's a choice. It's a choice. Your life is a choice. Choice, life's a choice. It's a choice. Your life is a choice. Choice, life's a choice. It's a choice. Make a choice.
Yeah. Welcome back. Happy New Year evolution. Make your resolution, move into your evolution. New Year's evolution, phase 3. Welcome to 2023, the year of your greatest possibility thus far. Did you know that the last picture you taken is the youngest picture of you? And your youngest picture that you've ever taken is the oldest picture of you. Time gets a little wonky. Well, time as we know it is collapsing. Hello, 2023. Where we left off. Alien contact, intervention, not necessarily intervention for doing things for us, but doing things with us to help us, because on a level we yet understand, they're being summoned or given the okay to help out. But through this wonderful possibility, we're going to be distracted. Through Project Bluebeam. If you're not familiar with Project Bluebeam, I know this sounds like dark op conspiracy theory stuff, because it is. Look it up. They're doing it already. Have you seen on not American Idol, America's Got Talent, these 4 guys, these geeks, right? They have the 160 drones they lift into the sky and they make all these shapes. Have you ever seen the video with these people in a basketball gymnasium and there's a whale that dives out of the court? Hello, Project Bluebeam. They have the ability to project using the sky's tapestry as a background or a movie screen images. because they know that they are coming. So, and there's nothing they can do about it. So, what is the they going to do? They're going to try to create a spin so that we don't move into the idea that they are here to help lift the awakened ones, the ones who are conscious, to another level of experience. So they're going to make it look like we're being invaded, convincingly so. Don't fall for it. Because the ones who are not of vibratory relevance to planet Earth can't get in. They simply can't get in. It's like you trying to get into a doorway that you can't even see. How do you find the knob? You just don't. We're too far into the game for it to go downhill as an avalanche in destruction. It's not going to happen. It's just simply not going to happen. Avatars such as Swamiji Baba, Yeshua, Jesus, Buddha, Krishna, they don't come to fail. You will be tempted to be convinced that what you're seeing is real. Run. Many people will run. They will run directly to church, seeking answers that the church cannot provide. Some will never go back because the church will not have the answers. It doesn't matter what it is that's coming through the door. What matters most is that you are in yourself in such a way, it all simply becomes a divine play, Leela, sport, entertainment, a really cool, badass movie, better than The Matrix, better than the whatever. Your favorite movie that really kicked you in the pants. Well, this movie and what is moving in 2023, 2024, things are going to start feeling a little better in 2025, but we ain't in 2025 yet. Plant yourself. Get you a big old box of popcorn and a big old Coca-Cola and enjoy the show. Because really, that's the only maneuver any of us have. Know that there is going to be such a great, capitalize all the letters, bold print, italics, underlined 3 times, triple exclamation point, great potential for not only people within their own territory to become divided, but the world. Keith, that's already happening. We have no idea what that looks like until real soon. So what do I do for peace and solace? There will be a common thread through all the nonsense of those who are warring and fighting between the Democrats and Republicans and liberals and conservatives and all this madness, trying to figure out something that is unfigure-outable. You can't figure it out because it doesn't go anywhere from the very beginning. So you have civil unrest in America, you have civil unrest in the Middle East, you have civil unrest between this and that country, and the world. This doesn't sound so promising. Sounds like doom and gloom, but I tell you, the common thread is the loom and bloom. You will figure it in, not out, when you step back enough to watch that common thread of those who are churning, burning, yearning, learning, turning within themselves to integrate the peace of God, which is unity among all people. That matters most to every single individual on this God-blessed earth. God bless America. God bless the world. America doesn't win until everyone wins. America may be the head of the divine snake, the cobra of divinity. But if you chop a snake's head off, the head doesn't win. In fact, the body lives longer than the head. Think about that. I understand your heart will move as the world moves in unrest because it's designed to do just that. It's supposed to move. Because in its moving, it opens up the ventricle, the chamber of compassion that has been under lock and key for so fucking long. It doesn't have to take all of this nonsense to happen, but you can bet that when it does happen, those who are fortunate, as if we think being alive is the most amazing thing that can ever happen, it is. We have the opportunity to move on, to shed the old skin, to break family curses. Artificial intelligence, it's already there. You're looking at it right now. It's happening right now. Everything you are using to participate in our time together is artificial intelligence. But it takes the intelligent ones to create the artificial intelligence. There's many uses to artificial intelligence. You and I's time together. But we know about the artificial intelligence I'm speaking of. It's going to grow in the world. So we have to exercise, expand our discernment to what true, useful artificial intelligence is, which is the phone. The phone can be used to call your family and say, I love you, or the phone can be used to curse someone out. Same idea. Without a doubt, the artificial intelligence I'm speaking of is control. The drone mentality, hive mind mentality, rather. Really, everything is of hive mind. It's either of divine, queen, mother mind, plugged into the source of the divine feminine, or hive mind as if you become ants or robots or puppets. But all of these movies you see with the technology of having you call your favorite artificial intelligent robot helper. Hey, Rosie. Yes, Mr. Jetson. She comes in and she cleans all your house, and this is all becoming birth. Now, there's lots of controversy surrounding Elon Musk. I don't see it one way or the other. How my friend Chloe Laverdis says, I eat the fruit and spit out the seeds. It's how we use such technology that will help us to move forward in life, or that leaves our soul to bleed. Artificial intelligence, it's not only here, it wants to lead the way, it's leading the way, so to speak, can lead the way. But when it becomes forceful and you have no choice in the matter, that's something else. But never fear of all that is coming near to us. What is more dear to us is when we understand that who, he, she, what walks beside us every moment of our life, we will never be afraid again. We have no idea what's coming through that door. At midnight, or 1, depending on your time zone. From homecoming, crossing the bridge to the soul. My dialogue with Spirit all those years ago. As the world begins the new millennium, powerful forces of nature are becoming restless. But I suggest, Spirit speaking, But I suggest, rather than be alarmed, as I just mentioned, you should consider them a reveille, a wake-up call to alert you for what may come. I do not bring this up to you to generate fear, dear ones. I do it to encourage you to take a closer look at what is transpiring. Many of you can already feel the changes that are going on within yourselves, but you must look for the synchronicity outside, because your progress can best be gauged by viewing what is going on around you. More important, within you. The sooner humanity heals its collective emotional self, the sooner you will no longer face the calamities like the ones that are beginning to beset you. Again, this was many years ago. And I say to Spirit, I know lots of people who don't buy into this prophecy stuff because they've been told that the world was going to end so many times and nothing has ever happened. Spirit responds, yes, there are many whose hearts have closed and whose minds are now filled with skepticism. They feel they have been had, and that those visionaries you mentioned had nothing better to do than perpetrate such hoaxes. But their lack of understanding only shows their lack of faith. It is almost as if they want the visions to come to pass so that they can believe that there is some sort of true guidance on the planet to help them feel secure when something of great magnitudes does transpire. Hello, 2023, phase 3. Phase 3, phase 4, phase 3. But it does not matter if people believe it or not. What does matter is that you and they must not accept any of it as a punishing God's wrath on a sinful world. And I respond by saying, knowing that and knowing what I know, I still sometimes catch myself feeling scared. That's going to be apparent for many of us. I still find myself sometimes feeling scared when I think about some of the prophecies I have heard about actually coming to pass. Spirit continues. As I said earlier, prophecy is most important. Prophecy is not restricted to what only the seers may have seen. Since you have the same capacity for vision as they, you can change the outcome of any prophecy simply by not seeing it in your future. Know that if a prophecy does not come true, it could very well mean because its purpose has already been fulfilled. Still, everyone must keep their eyes wide open so that you can pick up on any potential visions that may be aligned and or accurate. Dear ones, you do not need a seer to tell you how shaken your snow globe is. You can see that for yourselves. I have to agree with you. I think that a lot of what's happening in the world is because we are so arrogant. And I think we don't want to admit to ourselves that we really don't know as much about God as we think we do. That's got to stung me. Spirit responds, good observation, Keith. And that brings me to some important questions for everyone. Oh, my dear Lord. Here are those questions. Are you prepared to deal with the consequences of your ignorance? Are you ready to face the global catastrophes that can happen if the majority does nothing? Or are you ready and willing to get to know God and to learn and abide by the spiritual laws that, make no mistake about it, are very much in force? Here we go. Here's the kick in the pants we all need to hear. People should not think that they must stop doing anything for themselves in order to do what they can to make the world a better place. Let me read that again for me. People should not think that they must stop doing anything for themselves in order to do what they can to better the world. But they must understand that if they choose not to become involved with healing both themselves and the planet, oh my God, the lives they are living will take a back seat to what is happening all around them. This is the definition of 2023. If anyone chooses not to become so involved with the healing of themselves, those around them, and the world, God bless the world, not the USA. The USA is included. So why not broaden our scope? What is going to begin to soon happen in the world, our lives is going to take a backseat to what is happening all around us. The rip current will be so strong, it's possible you can drown. Spirit's final message in this way. Dear ones, know that because I love you so much, I now relate the possibilities for such dire events. It is also out of my love for you that I say it will benefit everyone so much more if you decide to see and make changes rather than wait until the changes make you see. For only if all begin to heal yourselves emotionally can you triumphantly come together so that any prediction will have been for naught. This is what we got. This knowing of what is here. The door is open. It's the same door to heaven as it is the same door to hell. In fact, Jesus the Christ treaded, is that a word? Did tread the road to hell, supposedly for 3 days. As if you're in hell or heaven for 3 days. Time has to be completely wonky, but in a way that we understand. Descended into hell, which was truly the road to heaven for him. But again, the energy can be so strong in such a spin, we won't be able to traverse such wilderness, tundra. Everything is coming through that door at speeds we can't imagine. Imagine that. You can't. Here are the events potentially headed our way. Get right back to that in a minute. Cliffhanger. To be one. Uniting the world simply by your idea of doing just that is enough to not only save yourself, but the world. Politics doesn't offer that. Politricks doesn't offer that. How many of you who follow such a model, whatever side of the political fence you are, even for a moment, when one of your best friends, someone you love deeply, who might not be of the same political affiliation as you, posted something, you felt that little shift, that little lump in your throat, that little... Did you feel that? Maybe you didn't. Maybe you sent out even more compassion. Maybe they're doing the same for you, thinking that you are the weak one. This is the game. This is the noise. Hear the call. Hear the voice. To be one. Celebrate your life as a world denizen, not an American, not a Latin American, not a Russian, not a wherever in, but a world citizen, a denizen of truth. And the highest truth is called humanity. Plug into that system, and all of hateful vanity will simply fall by the wayside. Others may be drowned. No one can be saved who does not reach back when they're drowning as you offer your hand. And there's nothing you can do about it except become the living example, the living word we've all heard. Save the world by saving yourself.
of 100 million pieces, making one of each and every heart, giving one love like you really mean it, seeing one in each other every day. Loving one is how to get to heaven. Sharing one, the love that you are. Hearing one, that little voice inside. Being one with all the people. Teaching one all the children about love. Finding one, your own peaceful heart. Causing one to feel peace too. And that's the way. And that's the way to be one. Being one that lives to make a difference. Caring for one who really needs a friend. Opening one to truth that they see it. Lifting one to dwell in the kingdom. Dwell in the kingdom. Sending one only thoughts of happiness. Receiving one love that's your gift. Think as one ends the separation. Being one saves the world. Teaching one all the children about love. Finding one your own peaceful heart. Causing one to feel peace too. And that's the way. Teaching one all the children about love. Finding one your own peaceful heart. Cause the world to feel peace too. And that's the way. And that's the way to be one. To be one. To be one.
Phone call from Santa Claus himself on my hotline. He told me he'd come pick me up in a sleigh. He said, "Ooh, Pete, I'm coming to pick you up with Rudolph." And I'm like, "Rudolph? Oh my God!" He said I could work next to his elves on the assembly line, making toys for the children of the world. I was like, bruh.
Welcome back to Center of Life Foundation. Tonight we're speaking about round 3 from 2020 to 2021, 22. Now we're in phase 3, which is 2023, New Year's evolution. So can you imagine, I hope you imagine, take the time to imagine, that as you live in your beautiful world, by unifying with that common thread that moves through the world in all of this wonkiness that is coming through that gate, understand that one person holds more power in light than 1,000 people in dark. So in this way, as you find yourself connected to the thread of those who are not plugged into the monkey of the world, themselves first and others and then the world, that while you're living in such bliss, those who have missed everything may be standing right next to you, literally experiencing what you're experiencing, but in their perception will be experiencing hell while you're in nirvana, ecstasy, joy. How is this so? Because it is. It is what it is. How can two people look at the same number, a 6 or a 9, and have two different perspectives? Schrodinger's cat. Is the cat alive or dead in the box? So here are the predictions from 1997 from Homecoming, Crossing the Bridge to the Soul. My dog with Spirit all those years ago. Here are the events, Spirit says, potentially headed your way. The economy. The world's economy will collapse. Hello, Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and all this stuff. The world's economy will collapse and your funds will have no worth. Yes, the very thing many have valued above all will become worthless. The recent economic downtrend in Japan, all those years ago, should surely indicate that if such a crash should happen to a prosperous nation, no country is unsafe from such a fate. It's really about those who believe in prosperity consciousness. The have-nots will become the new haves, and the old haves will become the new have-nots. Those who have developed a prosperity consciousness will be able to manifest what is needed not only for themselves, but for others close to them, and that chain of events will happen until it becomes the common thread that unifies all people. Extraterrestrials, as we talked about a little earlier, Spirit says, in this way, you are not alone. These beings are both present and benevolent, and they possess the knowledge to help you liberate more quickly. The more extraterrestrials, I didn't say aliens, told alien, which means that which is not of, you don't belong here. Extraterrestrials mean we are terrestrial beings, but they're a little bit extra. A little play on words, but it does create a purposeful division, separation, understanding between those who are here to help and those who are not from here, who are not willing to help, or really sort of the leaders, the influencers of the problem. The earth will rumble, the water will rise, the weather extreme. We're seeing it now, but the weather is going to get nuts. The weather will be extreme, volcanoes will come alive. Hello, Pele on the big island of Hawaii. Earthquakes. The earth will roll where you never thought it would. Again, this is not doom and gloom. It's about changing the self-fulfilling prophecy to loom and bloom. The whole planet will move to the beat of the universal drum. Water, deluge and dearth, abundant where it normally is not, absent from where it once was. Tornadoes, hurricanes, hello South Louisiana with Hurricane Ida, Florida, Ian, volcanoes. World leaders and governments. The true agenda of many world governments and governmental figures will be brought to light. The United States, the greatest country of all, or the greatest form of government, will suffer a major breakdown. Its present legislative branch will collapse, and it will take years to rebuild it. Because of this restoration process, as I said earlier, many old guard politicians will be forced out. Your new lawmakers will not make law per se, but rather will introduce you to divine law and teach you how to fall into flow with it. Om Sri Sai Ram Guru Deva Datta. Come inside of me and everyone and do what you oughta and gotta to make us a civil, loving world. The establishment of divine order is commencing as I speak, from Spirit's point of view. Illness and disease. Many diseases once thought to be eradicated will again rear their ugly heads, and baffling new viruses will spread, or at least attempt to be spread by propaganda. We don't have to buy into it, because if we do, it becomes self-fulfilling prophecy. And as I saw Rena posted in Facebook earlier, as we follow suit, we follow the fear, it begins to appear. And if we believe it, countless lives, leaving many others disrupted in their wake. It would all just change. It doesn't have to happen this way. Some people are destined karmically to fulfill such things. They don't have to themselves, even though karma on them is pressing. If they fall into the common thread of unity, unity is the way out. The way in to unity is the way out. Unity changes it all. Remember when I said one positive photon unit of light dwarfs out thousands of unconsciousness, no light, or darkness, ignorance, basically. Doesn't mean people are evil. Evil itself is just simply ignorant. Now, there's some evil who is very consciously aware of such things, but uses such things against other people for its own agenda. Strange happenings. What will you do? What will you do when things begin to show up never known to the consciousness of man? Bigfoot and the like, and things and people falling out of the sky. Not from an airplane, just people falling out of the sky. Frogs and fish fall out of the sky. Things we can't even dream of, and things I can't sit here and meditate on that could possibly happen, or potential to happen. What will we do with these not normal occurrences? How do we react? Well, you don't react. How do we respond is the question. We respond with love, humility. Oh, wow, I never thought that was possible. Well, of course you do. It is possible, because with God, all things are possible. And it's really not about those things whatsoever. It's about what those things do to shift us into the land of forever. So really, all these events coming through the gate is not the event itself. It's the language of the Spirit that says, well, you will understand it if I send it through the gate in this way to shift you into your birthright. So it's not about the aliens appearing, which is cool. I can't wait to meet John Doe Bubba alien. I can't wait to meet some extraterrestrials in this way, though I've met them many times in this way. So it's really not about the person or the events. It's about the persons or the events and what they do to us to bring us across the across the fence, across the bridge to the soul. So they're basically fragments of how we are fragmented, but Spirit's way deliberately through divine sport, play, or lila to hopefully send us a message so we can truly become conscious of the things we want, desire to fulfill versus the things that happen through our unconsciousness or unconsciousnesses. Spirit continues, Keith, I offer you and all this itemized list of changes in the form to inform you and to let you know what the future may hold if everyone does not do anything they can to lift themselves and global consciousness. And along with it, I emphatically remind you all that thank you again, Rena, and I emphatically remind you all that every fearful subject you are hearing about can be avoided. I say to all those who regard yourselves as human beings first and spiritual beings second, as long as you hold on to your ideas about what you think I am, meaning God, or should be, as long as you insist on denying your origin, your soul, you will not be able to thwart anything, nor will you be able to cross that bridge from earth to the divine. For my laws never conform to anyone's expectations, nor will they ever change. Once the world seeks God within, sustained by God, the world will be. Oh, my dear Lord. I have so much. I did a lot of work today. Some may continue to do nothing and insist that everything I have just attested to is bunk. My response is, how can it be? When such information circulates, the dormant power of the millions and billions of people who believe in their time zone, that it's 12:01 tonight, we're moving into a new period. This conscious power changes everything. When the dormant power of the many newly conscious people will come into play to help change upcoming events. Spirit continues, what I'm saying is that the chances for the world to make higher choices will increase. And I ask the question, I know I should be okay with this by now, but can you tell me why? I know but can you tell me again why you have come? That's irrelevant, in fact. So let's keep moving with what Spirit said about some of the things. The West Coast. Be on the lookout for the big one to hit in the new millennium. This is starting to get a little dark for me, and I don't want to go into that. So through that door is a lot. It's enough for us to know that we should not try to control it. It's impossible. Trying to make sense of the senseless with the five senses is pointless, it's irrelevant, it's a futile dance into self-sabotage. The sad thing is that most of humanity has not yet chosen to live the very life. Wow. The sad thing is that most of humanity has not yet chosen to live the very life that it will be living after these changes occur. Just visualize it, Keith. Everyone pitching in, everyone helping each other so the entire human experience can be elevated. You can call it an anchoring heaven on earth experience. It should be a book, don't you think? And I say, yes, I think so. Spirit continues, we have covered a lot of ground here, have we not? And I respond, yes, we have. And I think I've gotten a better handle on the bigger picture. Spirit responds, good, my friend, good. You are ready to move into infinite possibility. Now, before we call it a day, I offer this gentle message for you and everyone. I have prepared a place for your homecoming where you will be lovingly received into my light. Yes, the door to the universe will be open for you, and it will take this opportunity for you to understand change, and to learn how to stand strong in this time of change. And lastly, some words from my dear good friend, John Lennon. All you need is love. I wish you the best. I wish you to become the best you that you already are at your essence. It's a process of unfolding that. The world is about to get la 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 loud. Fall into your quiet. Fall into the silence. Fall into your magnitude, which is the solitude. Tomorrow when you wake up, life, reality, as you know it, will change. Don't blow it. Grow it. What is the it? It is your beautiful, sacred self. You are loved beyond measure. It is my pleasure. New Year's evolution. Phase 3. I'll see you on the flip side of infinity. God bless you.